Walls of 4 seasons lost. In Austin, I saw, pause. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors a pit, click, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving the grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams.
Yes, we do. We manifest dreams here on the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and you know it is. I got to come up with a name for Tuesday. Barbecue Tuesday, Burnt Ends Tuesday, Hot Links Tuesday. I've got to come up with a name for Tuesday because there's Thunder Thursdays where we, do our Thunder analysis. But I got to come up with something for because I know Wednesday is Wings Wednesday when we do Neds. I got to come up with some Rococo's. And by the way, we will be at Rococo's tomorrow, and I think I'm gonna have that tuna salad sandwich. That thing is just unbelievable. That tuna salad sandwich is just really, 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 really good. I might have that, or I might have Bruce's spaghetti. Either one of those, I gotta have something like that. His spaghetti is just ridiculously good, though. So I don't know what I'm gonna have, but I'm gonna have something there at Rococo's. And today, of course, I'm gonna have my hot links, and then today I'm going to do smoked bologna, and of course it's Tuesday for macaroni and cheese, so I'm gonna have my macaroni and cheese and my greens today, because you gotta get those greens in, because Mama said that you'll be in trouble if you don't eat those greens. So I'm trying to do what Mama said. Even though she's not around anymore, I still want to do what Mama said. And Mama said, eat your greens, boy, and I'm going to eat my greens. And she just means greens, whether it's, whether it's green beans or greens or spinach or whatever. You need to eat your greens. So I'm making sure that she does that. And, of course, today I'm rocking my Luther Lions hoodie, courtesy of my boy Johnny Vick, the head girls coach there of the Luther Lions. And appreciate everything that he's done, turning that program completely around. And but anyway, I'm rocking and supporting him today. And if any of you guys want me to rock your stuff, the high schools or whatever, I know I'm gonna have my Southeast Spartan stuff on. So I don't know if I'm gonna do any teams that are gonna play my Spartans, but I will be rocking some shirts and stuff from other schools. And so if anybody wants me to have their stuff out there, we'll do that. And then we're gonna start doing a high school segment. Because I don't know if many of you know, but I started a long time ago my Inside High School Sports, where we did the High School Player of the Week, boys and girls, and we did cheer squads and all of that. So Coach's Corner did quite a few things. So we're going to kind of bring that back, doing a little bit more spotlight, some back on the high school kids, and hopefully we can have some of them on. But I'm not too concerned about that as I am about college and pro sports, but we will be sprinkling in some high school stuff since football is around the corner, and of course my favorite sport, basketball. But like I said, we're coming to you from Georgia's Happy Hog. It's one of my favorite spots, and they're located, you can see it right here, at 712 Culbertson Drive. And you can see it right there, 712 Culbertson Drive. It's one of my favorite places to eat. If you haven't eaten here, you need to come in and grab. They're closed right now. They ran out of food, so they're chopping up some more stuff, kind of getting ready for the afternoon and evening rush, but they just closed down just a little bit ago. Now, about 10 people showed up to try to get in, and they're looking at me, and I'm like, hey, there's nothing I can do. They're closed for right now. And so they can get everything redone because they clearly had a lunch rush. But anyway, they're open Monday through Saturdays, 11 to 7. And for catering and events, you can call them at 405-525-8111. That's 405-525-8111 for any catering that you might need for those guys. And once again, 712 Culbertson. Where that is it's just east of Lincoln Boulevard. And let me pull my face up so you can kind of see my face. It's just east of Lincoln Boulevard. So the Capitol, I'm facing the Capitol. The Capitol is just north here. So it's south of the Capitol and north of the OU Medical Center off of Lincoln. So you want to come down Lincoln, get to Culbertson. So I believe there's 14th, 15th, Culbertson. Wait, 14th, 15th, 16th, Culbertson. And then you want to go right, which is east, because you can't go left because the Harn Homestead is right there on the opposite side, on the west side of Lincoln. So you got to go up the hill. You'll come to a stop sign. That's Lindsay. Go over the top of that, and it's right there on the south side of the street. And I highly recommend it. And if you like rib ends, burnt ends, this is a place for that. Their smoked bologna rivals one of my favorite places, Jamil's. In fact, I need to go to Jamil's because some tabbouleh sounds really, really good. And then they have those cabbage rolls. Oh, my God. Oh, cabbage rolls. Man, I might have to go to dinner. I might have to find somebody to go have dinner with me there at Jamil's because those cabbage rolls sounds really, really, really good to me right now. That being said, you should come on by and try George's Happy Hog. So today we're going to get right into it. You know, the NFL season is right here, so we're going to start out with a little NFL news. And, of course, Tom Brady decided to come back to practice after an 11-day personal break. People are speculating what he took the break for, but, I mean, let's be realistic. He's 20 years in. This is his third year with Tampa Bay. He knows the offense. He knows the inside out. Won a Super Bowl the first year, so he knows what he's doing. What did he miss? A couple little walkthroughs, a couple practices. He's not going to play in the preseason anyway, so, I mean, what did he really, really, really miss? I don't think a whole lot. Now, the question is how much of that was his wife and missing his family, and how much of that was Tom just needing to take a break. And he said that he had this pre-planned, but Tom Brady didn't strike me as the guy who's going to take 11 days off right before the season, unless it was very, very important. And the only thing that's more important to a person like him is his family. So, people's, spouting all kind of rumors about whether Giselle was mad at him and all that. I'm not a fan of all that nonsense. I think that, it's up to him. He had some things that he needed to take care of, and by all means, family first. Actually, it's God first, family second, because if the big fella is not in charge of your life, then you are in trouble. And a lot of people do a lot of things, but God should be first, your family should be second. So, as I was always taught, God is at the top, the tip of the pyramid. You're at one lower corner, and your wife or significant other is at the other. So you make that triangle. But if you put God first, nothing can stand in your way. But anyway, that being said, who knows what it is about Tom Brady? I'm not going to speculate and say it was his family. My guess it is his family. I'm not saying he's having marital difficulties or anything like that. But, those of you who are married, and if you have a girlfriend, if she really, really means anything to you, then by all means, when she says this is what we're doing, then this is what we're doing. So I do believe that he took a break, and I think the only thing had to do with family, whether that's the kids just starting school and, really his third year here is 20-something year. Does he really need preseason? Probably not. On the other side of that, Lamar Jackson's still fighting with the Ravens about his contract, which is, to me, it's just stupid. They know what they're getting. I would not give Lamar a fully guaranteed contract because of the way he plays. 75%, yes, they offered him more than they did Kyler Murray, but at the same time, I'm not going to give that guy the way he plays a fully guaranteed contract. That's not going to happen anymore. The Browns were desperate in what they did, and Lamar's mom is in charge of that, and I'm sure that she's trying to, get the most for her baby. But if you're looking at that, then they're just going to say, okay, fine, let's just play. And they'll do what they did with the Cowboys did with Dak Prescott. So, my boy Drew Henthorne, what's up, brother? You finally decided to join us?
Oh, what's happening, my friend? How we doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Just got over here at George's Happy Hog and Got me some hot links and mac and cheese and some greens, and I did smoked bologna today. Is what I decided as my second meal. So got a half pound of
Sounds a lot
links.
better than that. Sounds a lot better than the Cheetos and Mountain Dew I just had for lunch.
Well, one of these days you're gonna have to come over and get your mom some burnt ends. That's what you're gonna have to do, cause and not eat them. Get your own. Don't do like your Uncle Randy did, and get some and then eat hers and his both because they were so good. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's funny.
Yeah,
But
I'm on the road about an hour and a half to Colorado today.
what's happening in the big CO, bro?
Just riding herd on a job. I'll
Well,
be here for a couple days.
well, you're all over the place, aren't you? Nebraska, Oklahoma, Colorado, Texas.
Yeah,
By the way, how was the lake?
it was nice. Got a great day for the water. It wasn't too hot and cooled down that night and rained a little bit the next day on the way home. And
By the way,
it
did
was
you
good-
get the
it was a
boat?
good weekend.
Did you get the boat there, or did you leave it up here in storage?
You jacked that thing on Saturday.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
I left it up here.
Okay, yeah, because I know eventually you're going to have to put it on the water somewhere, whether it's at 10
Yeah,
killer or...
I did get the storage unit scoped out, so I know where it's going.
Okay.
I got half the battle.
Well, the problem is the summer's over with now pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
It's hot enough to take a boat out of the water in Oklahoma until freaking October.
Yeah, but I'm just saying pretty much the summer season as far as jumping in the water. I don't know about jumping in that water, though, bro, in October and late September. That might be a little chilly. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least for me. But I don't jump in lake water anyway. I don't, if it ain't, man, the problem is me after living on the ocean in the Caribbean for a year, bro, I just not been a lake fan ever since. Lived in Puerto Rico for a year and just being in the water, I'm just not a
Normally,
lake
I'm
guy.
about the same. I like 10 killer if it's clean.
Much
and
cleaner than Grand for sure.
Oh yeah, and Texoma. I mean, those things are dirty.
And
I'm a
Eufaula,
big
which
fan
is
of 10 killer.
Eufaula, which is even worse.
Oh yeah. Well, the Eufaula is a mud bottom, so it's brown.
But it's the closest to Oklahoma City, so that's why a lot of people are going. You know, they enjoy it. Hey, come with me. I'm like, nah, bro. But I did want to come with you guys, but I had some issues that I had to deal with. So,
Well, we had a good time. I'm just now feeling normal.
yeah, because I noticed that you sent your pics yesterday, but you did not. You were a no-show.
Yeah, I was in a self-adjusted rehab at my house, catching up on emails and sleep.
Sound like a good idea. Well, we jumped out today talking about Brady returning to practice after 11 days, and I was saying that does he really need it? And he didn't really miss anything after 20 years, his third year with Tampa Bay, and it's basically the offense he wants to run. Does he need to be there?
The rumor is he's doing Mass Singer.
That dude, he wasn't doing no Mass Singer, man.
I mean, why not?
No,
You don't
ain't
believe that?
no. The other rumor was he and his wife were having issues, and she said, "You need to be home." So I believe that
Mass
rumor,
Singer,
you need to
I
be
like
home.
Mass Singer
Well, of
better.
course you do, but being a married man, when your wife says you need to keep your ass home, or you gonna keep your ass home, or you gonna go do something else.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
She
So
makes more money than he does too.
that's right. And but anyway, and then the next topic was Lamar Jackson wants his contract fully guaranteed, which is idiotic. They're not going to do that. They're not the Browns. They're not desperate. They're not going to do that. They offered him more than Kyler Murray got, but it was not fully guaranteed, and I'm sure they gave him more guaranteed money than they did Kyler. And Kyler
Yeah,
got
I'm sure there's probably incentive laid, and how many games he plays and over a certain amount of time. But, I mean, he runs the ball too much to guarantee a contract like that.
that's correct. I agree with the same, and I think they're just going to do the same thing that they did with him. If he doesn't want to sign it, he can't go anywhere till what 2026,
Yeah.
and he'll be what 28 or 20. Well, no, he'll be older than that. He'll be 2026. That's 3 years from now. So yeah, he'll be 28, 29. So he'll still be in his prime, but there'll be some
They
desperate
got a pretty
teams
good
out there.
backup. Their backup quarterback's no slouch.
Yeah, agreed. And they got a couple of them too. So I just, to me, I think the Ravens are fine. In fact, I've got my power rankings up here, and you will be happy to know that your Cowboys are ranked 10th in the NFL power rankings, by the way.
Who you got ahead of them?
Well, number one is the Bills, clearly, because, man, they just laid out our boy Jose's Broncos. They just beat them like a stepchild. Oh, my God. Then the Bucks are number two, which I disagree with. They just love them some Tom Brady there. The Rams.
Bucks are not the second best team in the NFL.
No. The Rams number 3, Chiefs number 4, Bengals number 5, Packers number 6, the Niners at 7, Chargers at 8, Ravens at 9, and the Cowboys at 10.
I would have the Cowboys in front of the Niners and Ravens.
I don't know if I'd have them in front of the Niners. Well, the quarterback-wise, yes. Quarterback-wise, yes. But they did beat
the Chargers last year.
Yeah, but you know what? The Niners beat you at your house.
They did. With a different quarterback.
Different quarterback, so we'll see how that works out. But I look at the Bills, yes. I think that you got to do the Chiefs or the Rams at 2 and 3. I think they're in the Bills, Chiefs, and Rams. Yep. And I don't think the Bengals are going to be up there because of that Super Bowl loss deal. Any team that loses the Super Bowl the next year, they just crumble, except for the Chiefs, are about the only team in the last 15 years that have actually did something after losing the Super Bowl. Even the Patriots, after they lost those Super Bowls, they were struggled the next year. So I don't see the Bengals being that high. Do you?
Oh, man, I don't know. I'm torn. I'm a believer in Joe Burrow, but I'm just not a believer in the Bengals franchise, if that makes any sense. But we'll see. They're in a tough division,
Yeah.
Let's see. They got a lot more tape on Burrow now.
Yep.
The NFL's going to scheme for him, and
Jamar Chase. They don't have an easy schedule, that's for sure. But what did we have them? I think we had them at 11-5, I think, or something like that, or 11 and 7. No, had them at 12 and I think had 12 and 5, 11 and 6. I can't remember exactly what we had them, but they're going to be up there. And I think the Bills, their schedule, they didn't give the Bills any easy schedule either. I mean, their stuff is tough, man, what they're doing to some of these teams. But it is what it is. I have the Chiefs, and we haven't done the Bucks yet, but the Chiefs, we haven't done the Rams. But the Bills, the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Chargers, Ravens, we all have them in at the same thing, around 5 losses. All of them 5-6 losses. My deal with the Chargers is I don't have confidence in their coach. If he's in there punting the ball on trying to get first downs on 4th and 25, they're going to be just like they were and miss the playoffs again. And I think if that happens, he'll be out of a job. So, that's just my take on what's going to happen with that. But I don't.
Well, definitely all those teams you just mentioned, the Chargers are the least talented.
No, they're the most talented.
You think the Chargers are?
Oh, dude, they are loaded, Drew. Oh, my God. Dude, they're loaded.
You think Chargers are more talented than the Rams, the Bengals, the Bills, and the Chiefs?
I think that the Chiefs, the Chiefs are right there with them. The Bengals, yes. The Bills, no. I think the Bills has the most loaded roster there out of those groups, and the Rams. But I'm not that fan. I'm not Matthew Stafford. I mean, I'm not that big of a believer in him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so to me, it's about the quarterback play. And I think that the Bills, like I talked about yesterday, it's funny how when Tom Brady beats Patrick Mahomes and Patrick Mahomes don't get another shot, the Bills vote against them doing the overtime rule. Did you know that?
Yeah.
They voted against it. Then all of a sudden, when Patrick Mahomes does it to Josh Allen, then there's an upcry. Why wasn't there an upcry when Tom Brady beat Patrick Mahomes? What is that about? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay, y'all didn't gripe about that. The Chiefs are like, look, we don't care. We wanted it 3 years ago. We don't care. Hey, let's make it, do whatever. We're perfectly confident in our team and
Well,
giving somebody another shot.
it's an asinine rule and it should be changed anyway.
Yeah, but my
I've
point
always
was,
thought that.
after Tom Brady did it to Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs said it. There wasn't anybody's like, oh no, don't worry about it because Tom Brady. Now, had Patrick Mahomes beat Tom Brady, I think it would have been a cry. But since it was the other,
100%.
and I think if Tom Brady had beat Josh Allen, there wouldn't have been a
who'd
cry.
been leading the cheerleading? Oh, Skip Bayless would have been riding that horse.
Oh,
all the
riding
way.
that horse all the way. But my thing is this: if Tom Brady had beat Josh Allen, there wouldn't have been a cry.
No.
I don't think there'd been anything said. So, but anyway, the Bills are just, dude, their running game and what they bring, and they're pissed off about what happened last year, man. So, have you watched any preseason yet?
A little bit, not much. I watched the NFL Network catch the full game in like 10 minutes and they give you all the highlights.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I watched the Chiefs, I've watched the Bills. For the first, the first 5 minutes or 7 minutes for the first couple series while Josh played and Patrick played. Then after that, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Turn the channel. I don't care about any of these other guys. You know what I'm saying?
So I guess Dak isn't going to play in the preseason because if he was going to, it'd have been in game 2.
He'd have been play. Yeah, the thing with Dak is why take a chance? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's going to get enough cracks. But that game against the Bucks again, game 1,
Chargers.
for them to go. And I thought it was the Bucks, isn't it?
Oh yeah, they just played the Chargers the other night.
Yeah, I was saying they play the Bucks again like they did last year. And quite frankly, Cowboys should have beat the Bucks last year.
Yep.
Cowboys should have beat them. So, find a kicker, Drew. Y'all need to find a kicker. Y'all got a punt returner / kickoff returner, and Javante. He's ridiculous, bro. God, dang, woo.
He's got that Deion Sanders kind of just looks like he's barely running speed.
Yep, elusive, but he's moving. He's not like Tyreek that's just like a blur. But yeah, man, I tell you what, that's to me. I was talking about that yesterday. Is that's going to make a huge difference, I think, to the Cowboys because now all of a sudden you're going from a 65 or 70 yard field to a 50 to 45, 50 of 55 to 40 yard field. That's a huge difference.
Well, that and CD Lamb doesn't have to return punts.
And CD, and hopefully your boy CD can catch the damn ball.
Yep.
But we shall see. He did at OU, and then all of a sudden he got to the NFL, he got the drops. I don't know if it's because he's in Dallas, and there's a lot to do in Dallas. There's a lot of distraction going on in Dallas. There's a lot of distraction. So that being said, we're going to take a quick break, Drew. We're going to thank our sponsor, of course, who sponsors all of our minority, women, and black-owned live stream remotes. That's YNB, family-owned and operated since 1912.
The bank that makes things happen.
Yes, and they are and I've had to do all this today. They are an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC. And, of course, you can go online and pre-qualify early for any loans at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com if you want to pre-qualify for any housing, personal, business, commercial, whatever loans. Those are your people.
Auto, boat, they do it all.
Yeah, whatever you need, they've got it all. And then, of course, Collaborative Logic, if you have any IT needs, those are your people you need to go holler at. They're the ones that got me set up for show number 81 today, Drew. By the way, yesterday you missed show number 80. That's pretty cool. I was pretty excited about that.
Best number 80. Who's best? Who you got?
The best number of 80 of all time? Jerry Rice.
Yep. There you go.
I mean, that's easy. SRB, if you have any engineering, surveying, or planning. Oak Grove Trucking, to holler at our boy Jose Fierro. And then, of course, Greg and Max Nafy and Nafco. Well, who's your number 81?
Oh, boy. I'd go probably Tim Brown or T.O., one of the two.
Or there's one more.
81.
Randy Moss was 81 and he was 81 in New Orleans.
Moss is an 84.
He was 84, but he was 81 in New England when he had his best year ever, which was ridiculous.
He was 81,
Yeah, he was 81 that year when he was with New England. But Tell me this: what would the Cowboys been had they not passed on him?
Oh, Super Bowl champs.
Because you had him and you had T.O. too, didn't you? You had them both,
Yep.
didn't you?
Yep.
Oh my God, that would have been scary, dude. Tony Romo just like, let me throw the ball as far as I can.
Just throw it up in there. Play 500.
Yeah, just throw it up there and let either one of those guys go get the ball. But anyway, now I was sitting there. You sent me this text, Drew, so I'm gonna give you a little love. You were 4-1 yesterday.
Yep.
Today we got the Braves minus 267.
Braves are on fire, and they got their ace on the mound tonight. The Pirates suck.
And have how far are they from your Mets now?
2.5.
They're closing that gap.
The Yankees. It could be a half game lead going into the weekend if the Yankees handle their business.
Yeah, well, the Yankees should handle their business, but we don't know. I mean, they did yesterday, didn't they? There you go.
They did.
There you go. You've been whining at my Yankees, and they handled their business. Who was your only loss yesterday?
The over in the Rangers game.
Okay, because I know you went 4-1. Okay, the Orioles plus 129 today, bro.
Yeah, little home dog. I like them. They're good. They're good at home. They got their ace on the mound too.
Okay, what about you got the Reds and Phillies over 8?
Yeah, neither one of those teams pitch. The Phillies is a band. Phillies is a bandbox too. Up there, the ball flies out.
Yeah, and it is the Reds, and they're terrible. So, Rangers Rockies over 11. Clearly they're playing in Denver. Clearly.
Yeah, clearly. And clearly the Rangers always take the over in the Rangers.
Yep, right. It's kind of like the under with the Thunder, huh? You're so
coming
crazy.
up. We're coming up on it.
Yeah, they are. They're getting there. Then of course the Dodgers at minus 146.
Yeah, Dodgers Brewers. I just can't win for losing with the Brewers, but the Dodgers handled the business last night. But the Brewers are really on a downslide since they traded Hader. Once they traded Hader, I think they're like 6-14 in their last 20 games. They went from a 6-game lead in the division to down 4 to the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's
after they made that trade.
Some of the stuff that some of these guys do are head scratchers, but of course there's a reason why they do what they do. Even though I sit back and look, I'm like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? I don't understand that move, but it's so funny as Drew when you're on compared to when I do your Drew Hint throwing picks and when you do them. It's not the same, bro. I tried to put the same energy to it yesterday.
The Braves really need to handle their business at Pittsburgh. They got their 2 aces coming in. They got Morton and their ace on the mound tonight. But they got a tough series this weekend. They're at St. Louis. That could be a preview of the first round of playoffs.
Dude, I love
it. It's a big weekend series.
Now, do you prefer Globe Life or do you prefer Busch?
I was a Busch guy.
I like the old Busch. Do you like the new stadiums or do you like the old ones?
It depends. Atlanta's new stadium is unreal, and the old Braves stadium, I didn't like it at all.
Right, the old Fulton County.
It was built around pitchers too. That Turner Field, they made it so big because they had Max and Smoltz and Glavine, and all they were doing was trying to keep the ball in the yard. But this park is more of a hitters friendly park, obviously because they have stacked lineup and Cunha and Albies and Riley and Wilson.
That field didn't make a difference to Hank Aaron. He still knocked him out.
Boy, it did.
He still hit him out. He still hit him out. Probably, they were sitting there arguing whether he was the greatest baseball player of all time. But when you look at his stats, Drew, I went by and looked. I was like, oh, my God. Top 5 this, top 10 that. I mean, I'm like, dang, I didn't realize he was really that good, Drew. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I knew he was good, but God dang, man. Wow. I mean, I was stunned.
But I like the old Busch Stadium. I like where
I did too.
I mean, obviously they're right next to each other, but it was nice to be able to stay in that Marriott and look down into the stadium, and all that was pretty cool.
Well, that, and I tell you, the old Yankee Stadium was really nice. The old Yankee Stadium was delicious, bro. It was really, really nice. I really like the old Yankee Stadium. Fenway is still Fenway, even though I'm not a Celtic fan, nor am I a Red Sox fan, nor am I a Patriots fan. I am a Boston Bruins fan because of Bobby Orr, number 4. But other than that,
I I love Wrigley. Wrigley's
Oh,
a destination.
Wrigley, you have to go to Wrigley just to go to Wrigley.
Yep.
I mean, you got to go to Wrigley. There's no reason why. If you've never been to a baseball, if I recommend if you're going to go to one baseball park, if you've never been to a baseball game, go to Wrigley.
Go to Wrigley.
If you've never been to a game before, if this is going to be your first one,
and not hit Dodger Stadium because it's scenic and it's Dodger Stadium.
Well, it's Chavez Ravine. You know,
Yep.
it's sad what they did doing the eminent domain and removing all the Mexican population that was down there to build the stadium back in the 60s or 50s, wasn't it? 50s, 60s?
The oldest, next to Fenway, it's the oldest stadium. Fenway, Wrigley, Dodger Stadium, three oldest stadiums.
But Dodger Stadium it's still just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the view with the mountains, it just, man, how do you move that? You know what I'm saying, Drew?
Yeah.
But at some point, you still got to go back and say, okay, how do we maintain it? How do we make it? How do we update it? Which they've updated it with suites and stuff like that. But, I mean, like the Chiefs, what are they going to do with Arrowhead? Are you going to stay there or are you going to leave? Because they're never going to get a Super Bowl unless they get in a dome stadium.
They talked about moving that stadium downtown.
Yep, next with the baseball with the Royals. Because the Royals are talking about doing it together. But, you know, you and I have both been to downtown Kansas City. I mean, you know, I guess there's some places that you can put it, but Kansas City, Kansas is actually going after them hard.
Right.
But I don't see them going from Missouri to Kansas. Do you? Kansas City, Kansas.
I like it where it is. I'm a big fan of Arrowhead. That's a fun place to watch a football game. And it's easy to get in and out of.
Yep.
You know, and on game day, there's plenty of parking. It's probably one of the best tailgating stadiums there is.
It is the best.
And
Yeah, I agree 100% with that because I was sitting there and I'm looking at it and I'm like, other than you guys wanting a Super Bowl, what are you going to do? But, you know, if the Royals leave, you know, the whole thing is, you know, the Hunt family is into development, but can you develop anything way out there? Can you put in hotel? I mean, what can you do? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's really not. I mean, it hasn't grown out that far yet.
Nobody's staying out there. Yeah, nobody's staying out there if you're not going to a football game.
Right. I mean, that's true. There's no reason. But, you know, the city might grow that direction if there's some development. You know how it is. You build you have the stadium and you redo it or whatever, but the Chiefs have spent, what have they spent thus far, $500 million redoing it or whatever and upgrading it to
they'd
150.
They'd have to open up a big casino or something out there to draw people out away from downtown.
Now, doing a casino, but it has to be on Indian land there. I don't know if that's Indian land.
Yeah, or it has to be on Indian land. It's got to be underwater.
Yep.
You got to run the water underneath the casino. They call it a boat.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
But that's what they do in Missouri. But in Kansas, you know, we stay at that Hampton Inn right there as soon as you come into Kansas, right off I-35 when we were doing a maybe. That's where we stayed when I was coaching. And, man, the casino right there, boy, man, I like that casino. Never lost there. Knock on some wood. I don't know if I'm going to be going back soon. But, you know, several of my parents bought it. They made money. Huh?
Isle of Capri.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is this. It's close to everything. The highway is right there. Easy to get on, easy to get off. Just fantastic. Loved what they were doing there. But I agree with you. They need to have something there. But, you know, let's face it. The Hunt family didn't get to be billionaires if they weren't smart. You know what I'm saying? So he knows what he wants to do. And to be honest, like, you know, his whole deal was, he goes, if we sign another lease, because I think their lease is up in 33, can your stadium withstand another 25 to 30 years? That's the question. With all the concrete, I mean, can that stadium legitimately last another 30 years? I mean, you know, ultimately that's the question.
Right.
You know, it's just like.
I mean, you would think it could. You would think it could. I mean.
Yeah, you would think.
How long has it been there? When was it built? In the 60s?
71 or 72.
No.
Because they played at the municipal stadium back in the day. And then I want to say it's 72 because the Royal Stadium in there was about the same. They did that kind of at the same time, the Royal Stadium and
you know what? The Royal Stadium is I love it too. It's a fun place to watch a baseball game. I mean, there's not a bad seat in that house. You could be up in the upper dome in that thing, and you catch a little breeze. And I mean, you are in the nosebleeds, but there's a lot worse nosebleeds around Major League Baseball than Royal Stadium.
Yeah, there is. And, I would have loved to see George Brett and your boy play there. My mind just went Bo Jackson, and when Brett and Bo played, that would have been fantastic. Especially watching him catch the ball and run up the side of the wall. I'm like, who does that? How do you catch a ball and run up the side of the wall?
It's amazing, though, how far the Royals have fallen. They were back-to-back World Series appearances, and now they're just the doormat again.
Well, a lot of that is they're growing the organization and just new management, and Patrick Mahomes is a very small owner in that deal. I think he's probably like Derek Jeter was, 3 or 4 or 5%.
Right.
Unlike
I'll tell you
Magic.
what, they could use a Derek Jeter influence there.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Well, they have Mahomes, but it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? But Derek,
he's just a money guy. Mahomes isn't in the front office.
No. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I mean. Right. That's what I mean. It's not the same, but because at first, if you're Derek Jeter, are you moving from Miami to Kansas City?
I like Kansas City and all for about 4 days a year.
Yeah, but I do too for Big 12.
Wednesday night, catch basketball for 4 days, but other than that.
So you're saying there's not a chance.
Probably not.
Oh my God, dude. All right, well, let's talk about, we're going to go back to NFC, bro, NFL, and we're going to talk about safeties, Drew. I did the safety tier. Remember, we've done quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, offensive line, defensive ends. We did cornerbacks. And so now the safeties. Now, they did them in tier 1 and tier 2. And tier 1 is Tyrann Mathieu for the Saints, Buda Baker, Cardinals, Derwin James, Chargers, Jesse Bates, Bengals, of course, who's now he's trying to become the highest paid safety, but of course Derwin James just got that deal. Justin Simmons for the Broncos. Now, the two people that I have an issue with that is not up there, or the three, is Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the hell is Minkah Fitzpatrick not up there? You know what I'm saying?
I like Minkah.
I mean, dude, all he does is make plays. You know what I'm saying? All he does is make plays. But the Bills have Micah Hyde and Poyer. Those two safeties, man, they have the best safety combo in professional football without question.
Yeah. And Jordan, are you talking about Jordan Poyer?
Poyer, yeah.
For the Bills?
Yep.
Poyer,
Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde, yeah. Those two are just monsters, man. And just think, Patrick Mahomes lit them up.
Where do they got Antoine Winfield?
He's in the third tier.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that.
That's what I said. I looked at this and I'm like, okay, Adrian Amos for the Packers. Okay, Kevin Bernard for the Titans. Okay, but you have him ahead of McCory, Harrison Smith, Hyde, Poyer, and Fitzpatrick. Those two are ahead of them.
Where they got Williams for Baltimore?
The Ravens, he is third tier as well.
He's one of the highest paid safeties in the league.
Bro,
just signed 5 years, $70 million.
I'm just saying the highest paid safety is Derwin James for the Chargers. But he's not there. And I love Tyrann Mathieu, but he graded out higher than all of them. So that's why they put him up there. And I'm like, I like Tyrann Mathieu.
What about the kid from Tennessee?
Yeah, Kevin Bernard.
Byard.
Yeah, Kevin Byard. Yeah. He's at the top.
Did you say him?
Yes, it's Kevin Byard, Adrian of the Titans, Adrian Amos for the Packers, Harrison Smith, Vikings, Devin McCourty, Patriots, and then you go Hyde, Fitzpatrick, Poyer. And I like Kevin Byard, but I'm not putting him ahead of Micah Hyde, Fitzpatrick, or Poyer. I like him. You know what I'm saying?
I think Amos is a little high.
Yep.
Packers.
Harrison Smith, he's got them, and I like Harrison Smith, but man,
Too.
but you're in the NFC, you ain't in the AFC. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, you
Right.
got Tyron Matthew, he's in the AFC, so yeah, I can see him up there because of who he had to play against. Derwin James, the Chargers, I can see who he had to play. But Buda Baker, I like him, but you're in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? And this is so funny. Of the AFC guys,
Yeah, I mean, those teams, the AFC guys are getting tested a lot more than the NFC guys. NFC, you're gonna see stronger, run the ball. You're gonna see a lot of tight end play. Your linebackers are gonna get tested more than your safeties, and the safeties are gonna be called come up on run support a lot more than they are in the AFC.
Yep. And then if you look at the top five, Drew, only Buda Baker is the only one that's not in the AFC. And then in your lower deal, you've got, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 9 are in the NFC. So 5.
Where they got old boy from the Cowboys, Curse.
Nope.
Wow. Bad list already. Can't trust
This list, I saw this list. I'm like, okay, I know y'all are pro football focused. I know the way you grade stuff, but it's just like you had Tom Brady above Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, you're high. You're high. There's no way. I mean, you see that pass he threw the other day, Drew, going left, side arm right, on the money. Only he does that. I mean, I'm sorry, you're running left, and you're throwing back right between two defenders under their arms, sideways, underneath. This is ridiculous. But, yeah, Drew, this list, I saw it. I was like, man, I mean, I get, they graded stuff, but just the eye test, Drew, like what you're saying, it's the eye test. When I look at guys, who makes plays? Give me the guy who's a safety who makes plays. Yeah, you come up and stop the run, but I need you breaking up passes that are for going for 6. I need you coming up with an interception that's timely. I need you getting a fumble recovery or causing a fumble. That's what I want to see. Those are the things that I need to see to make a difference. And I look at some of these guys, and I'm like, yeah, okay, you're a good dude, but, bro, I just don't – you know what I'm saying, Drew? I'm in my hand. Bro, I don't know, man. I just don't know. So, but it is.
I'm with you. I'm a big eye test person. I mean, I get, that pro sports talk or whatever, that they, certain players do certain coverages better. I was like, but do they make plays?
Do you
I
make
like
plays?
The guys to make plays, like what you're saying. I mean, are you knocking balls down? Are you taking one to the house? Are you making a big play in the fourth quarter? If you're not doing that, and you're just covering somebody, I get that you're doing your job, but it's the NFL.
Yeah,
it's not the no fun league. I mean, I want to see some action.
Yeah, and that's my thing is that I look at it and I'm going, man, make plays. And I want the same thing in basketball. Make plays. Give me some playmaking deal. Give me some of that. So, man, okay, we're going to take a break again. We want to thank our guys at YNB because without them, we would not be doing our minority women and black-owned business live stream remotes. And they are family-owned and operated since 1912.
Well, they make things happen.
Yes, they do. And, of course, they are equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC. You can pre-qualify on loans at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynb.
Cars, mobile homes, they do it all.
They do it all. Commercials, if you're trying to build a housing additions or whatever, bring it on. By the way, bro, you're not gonna come with me, huh? You're gonna miss the deal at Surrey Hills. I know you don't really want to go there, do you?
What do you mean?
The 6th for the Chamber of Commerce. You gotta talk me into doing that, man.
I mean, who we gotta talk to?
Well, your cousin Carson is the one that's in charge of it.
Carson, give me a call. He talk to you anyway.
Now tomorrow.
I mean, you got to have. I mean, I need some redemption anyway because Matt's living way too high on the hog off that debacle that happened out at Early Wines.
Dude, that's not my fault. You are well, actually, it is. I'm the one that made the shots.
I know my way around Surrey Hills, so that won't happen again.
I will say that you did have some issues. Yes, there was. But speaking of golf, next Monday, will be coming to you from Tulsa, from the Hard Rock Casino, for the Wayman Tisdale Foundation. Together we can help change the world golf tournament. So that ought to be fun. Next Monday, you can still get corporate sponsorships for a single team. It's only $1,500, or you can do $400 as an individual. So go to www.waymantisdalefoundation.org. That's www.waymantisdalefoundation.org for more information on becoming either a member of that or putting in a team. I don't think it's too late. Now tomorrow we are going to have our guy William Tisdale on tomorrow, Drew. He's going to be on talking about the tournament and talking about the different things that'll be going on with that. So that's going to be interesting to see and visit with him again and try to get more teams, because I think we added a couple teams after we talked the last time. So hopefully he's added more in the week and a half or so since we talked to him last.
Is that mainly celebrity stuff? Is that mainly old players, or are you finding it's more corporate sponsorships?
No, these are corporate sponsorships. And then they try to put you with a player. I think RW, by the way, who just got inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame, Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame a couple weeks ago. I think RW is going to be there, and
he'll show up about the fourth hole.
That's what he did last time. He showed up like eighth hole last time. That's exactly what he did last time.
Randy Rutherford to get him a team in that as well. Him and Paul, him and Pierce, and them guys, they need to play.
Hey, we called Randy, as a matter of fact, that day, and Randy was doing something with his team. He goes, "Hey, come out there and drink with us." And RW and I looked at each other like, "Yeah, we know that has bad idea written all over." Trying to meet Randy about 5:30. That had, you know what I'm saying, Drew? That had bad idea written all. There was no coming back to Oklahoma City if we'd have hooked up with him. Now that wasn't happening. That was not happening. So I just kind of laughed at that. I'm like, yeah, no, Randy, we love you, but yeah, bro. I've been drinking with you before. Yeah, that's just not happening.
I don't know what kind of golf game he has. I'm gonna have to shoot him a text and see what he shoots these days.
Yeah, I don't know. RW hits it a mile though. Little dude, little guys, they just hit it an absolute mile. He can hit it a mile. But it's a fun tournament. It's just for sponsors, and they try to hook you up with one celebrity per team type of deal. But I'm just playing with William just for fun, and it's a deal. So we had a good time last year. I think we were 17 under, something like that last year. 16 under, 17 under. We just couldn't make putts, man. I mean, we literally could not make putts. But anyway, it's going to be fun. But we have William on tomorrow, so that's going to be good, getting to holler at him and just find out some more stuff about the tournament. And I know that that Saturday night, Drew, they're having a UFC fight at the Hard Rock on Saturday night. So they asked when I was going to come up. I said, yeah, I told them I'll probably come up Sunday. I don't know because last year I drove up that morning. Bro, trying to leave at 5:30 in order to get there at 7. I didn't leave till 6. Got there about 7:15, 7:20, and didn't stretch out, didn't do it. Just try to tee off at 8. Man, that was a horrible idea. I won't do that again. I'll probably stay this year. I know they have some rates at the Hard Rock, and I know you don't like the Hard Rock, though, right?
Oh, I had a bad experience there
long time ago. Then, of course, the JFK Awards, Drew, is coming up, and I'm still trying to get you hooked up with that.
Now, what? Tell us a little bit about that. What's the dates on that again?
Jay, it's the September 20th. It's the Community Service Award, and we give it out every year at Santa Fe Family Life Center. They give it out, and it's going to be at the Omni, which is a great hotel, and they're doing. In fact, you were there Thursday for their Sunset Serenade, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I was just there the other night.
Yep. So anyway.
It was fantastic.
So we'll be in the ballroom up on the second. Yeah, it is. We'll be upstairs, though, inside in the ballroom. We will not be outside by the pool, dressed in a suit and tie. I don't see that happening. But also, it'll be a great little deal. And, the three people that will be giving information. And we just need sponsorships. If people want to come in and sponsor, you can. We've got quite a few tables, about the same amount that we had last year, but we always have room for more tables. So that's going to be exciting to have that. And that is September 20th at 7 p.m., which I believe is a Tuesday, if I remember right. I think September.
That's
I think
that's Tuesday after.
I believe it's a Tuesday. Yeah, it's a Tuesday, because I know the reason why we did on Tuesday, because when they told us how much money they wanted for us to do it on Thursday, I'm like, are you kidding me, dude? It's a
You better
serious
get
difference.
these Sooner. Better get these Sooner fans money before that weekend, because they're going to be in mourning after the 17th.
Oh my
They're going to be
God.
talking about their 7-5, 8-4, but going to the Liberty Bowl.
Yeah, because part of what we were going to.
Better get their sponsorships early.
Well, we've already got their money for most of those people, because this is the thing. This is the thing we're talking about. In fact, I was going to bring it up. I was going to talk about that today. In the Big 12 football, okay, they've got OU number 1, Baylor number 2. These of course are predictions. Texas, Oklahoma State 3, Texas 4, K-State 5 and 6. Now, the big games, Drew. Oklahoma State versus Baylor is the first big game of the year at Baylor, and we got to come back and get some odds on that. So you got that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a game for OSU, but there's going to be tough down there this year. And I don't like.
There we go, losing Drew again, as we always do once he's driving out in the middle of the sticks. He cracks me up when he tries to come back in. I go, can't really understand anything that he's saying. But the first big game will be Oklahoma State versus Baylor. Then, of course, the Red River rivalry, Texas at Oklahoma on the 8th, which, of course, is my birthday weekend. Texas and Oklahoma State, the 22nd in Stilly. We do a much better job of beating them in Texas than we do at home, but we have owned them the past few years. Are you back?
I'm in and out.
Okay, now you're back.
On hay, so I'll see how long I keep you here.
Okay, I was saying you were finishing up your comment about Baylor. We lost you.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough early matchup for Oklahoma State. It'll be hot. It'll be 100 freaking degrees on the field, and I don't know. I don't like that for Oklahoma State. I like getting Baylor later in the year.
Yep. So we'll and Baylor and OU are on the 5th, November 5th in Norman. But the second game will be OU and Texas, the Red River Shootout, October 8th, which of course is my birthday weekend in Dallas. Still have been down there 20-something years, Drew, have never been to the game and won't go to the game. Have no desire to go to the game. I usually sleep while everybody gets up at 8 o'clock to go to the game. I'm sleeping, and then I wake up about the end of the second quarter, right before halftime, start drinking so I can be on the same level as everybody by the time they get back with me about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, something like that, because they're usually pretty wasted. Texas versus Oklahoma State, the 22nd.
Yeah, I'll be there for that one. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, we usually play them better in Texas than we do in Stilly for some reason. I don't know why that is, but, what have we beaten them 6 or 7 straight times in Texas in Austin? Something stupid. Baylor versus OU, November 5th in Norman.
That OSU Texas game will hinge a lot on what Texas does with OU, too.
A few weeks before.
They could be riding high, because I think Texas is going to get their ass handed to them in the first game of the year. Alabama's going to wipe the field.
Oh, they're going to beat them up. Yeah, Texas lost a lot of players to injury. They're going to beat the hell out of them. What do you think? Baylor versus Oklahoma, November 5th in Norman. It's going to be, a little cool, perfect football weather.
I tell you, Baylor has played OU well in Norman. That will be a test.
Yes, it will.
We'll see what the quarterback's made of. Who knows what OU's record is going to be by then either. A lot of that will hinge on how they play. That could either A, be for nothing, or B, be for the Big 12 championship. One of the two.
Well, it's so funny is, of these 5 games that we have, Drew, that I'm talking about, Oklahoma State is involved in 3 of the 5 big games. OU's involved with 3 of the 5 big games. Baylor is only involved in 2, and Texas 2.
I'm surprised that more folks out there aren't putting Oklahoma State above OU in the Big 12 picks. I mean, I get it that OU's OU, but I mean they lost a lot. They lost a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback or leading candidate for the quarterback for the Heisman Trophy this year. They lost their coach, lost their defensive coordinator. I get that they hired Venables. I get it, but they got a Division II quarterback coming in, and well, I tell you what, more hype around someone that's played absolutely nobody. We'll see.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, and I agree with you. I think that OU is going to have some hiccups. I don't think you just throw them in there as number one, even though they go, well, we
Dylan
are
Gabriel's not
OU.
going to go from UCF to OU and all of a sudden become freaking Brett Favre. I mean, it's going to be some growing pains.
Yeah, well, the same offensive coordinator was his offensive coordinator and coach at UCF, so he should be okay when it comes to that. Then, of course, we have Bedlam, November 19th in Norman.
Yep.
That's going to be ugly.
I'll be Oceanside, San Diego.
Oh,
pulling it in.
Yeah, that's Thanksgiving weekend, isn't it?
It is.
That's
on a Saturday night. I'll be coming off Nebraska's victory over Wisconsin that day. Have a few road pops in me and settle in Oceanside for that one.
And by the way, congratulations to, I said it yesterday, to our boy Charles Thompson on his son Casey being named the starter at Nebraska, which of course you called, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. You said he was going to be the starter without question on what was going to happen there. So I thought that was kind of funny.
And it's a pretty good quarterback battle. I mean, they have 3 or 4 guys in their stable that were buying for it. The Purdy kid from Florida State, I guess, pushed him pretty hard, but sometimes in competition it brings out the best of you. And I think he was head and shoulders that starter. I think Frost made that pretty clear.
Well, to me, on top of that, Casey has the most experience. He played in the Big 12. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he went against some teams that he knows OU. So that ought to be a huge advantage for Nebraska. There, what is that, September the 19th or
17th? 17th. He's an early line on that game is OU minus 3.5.
By the way, have you gotten the tickets yet?
Oh, yeah. I keep Nebraska OU tickets. I got a couple in the hip pocket.
Yeah, I know we were on the golf course discussing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you and Randy just got to decide if you're going to make the trip. Randy said he had no desire to go.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, well, I'll talk to him. We got to get together and have lunch, and we got to go we got to get him back over here. Or you need to get over here, or we'll go somewhere. Actually, what we need to do is get him at either Rococo's or Ned's. That's where we got to get him hooked up at, because he and TM.
Bombay, we can go to Bombay and have lunch. They have lunch, don't they?
No, we ain't doing no Bombay, man. And no, they do not have lunch. No, we're not doing Bombay. Good old times. All right, brother. Well, be safe driving, man.
I will do, and we'll talk at you.
All right, brother. That was my guy Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. Of course, he went 4-1 yesterday, so we'll see what he does on his picks today. For everybody else, hey, be safe out there. Hey, enjoy this nice, cool weather, and go hit some golf balls.